Here's your Neighborhood Moment, a chance to find out about events, activities, and what's happening in your area.
Hi, I'm Tom Niebenho with the New Tacoma Neighborhood Council. Welcome to the show today. In our introductory show, we introduced you to our New Tacoma Neighborhood Council. In our second show, we gave you a little bit of information what's happening up on the hilltop. On this show, we're going to talk about our objectives for our New Tacoma Neighborhood Council and what's happening, what we're doing with and for you in the neighborhood. And we are so happy today to have two individuals that can really talk about both of those, which is Samantha Lake and Miss Tracy Kelly. So Samantha, one of our goals is for more recruitment and for community engages. Can you tell the neighborhood a little bit more about that?
Of course. So our ultimate goal is to represent the needs and wants of the community to the city council. And so what we want to do is make ourselves known and accessible to our entire neighborhood. So we have been vamping up our social media presence. We have been attending events like T-Town and the South Sound Sustainability Expo, and then soon we'll also be hosting a community cleanup in the Dome District.
Sounds like we're involved in a lot.
Yes, and then we're also working on some community partnerships too. So one partnership we're working on is with UW, where we're going to be working with students to see how we can improve our neighborhood. And yeah, it sounds really great. So it's still in the works though.
Wow. And aren't we doing a little bit more too, like in expanding our social media presence too? Maybe you can chat a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, so you can find us at the Neighborhood Council of New Tacoma on Facebook. And then you'll also be able to find posters of ours and rock cards of ours throughout the city too.
Wow, it was good. And too, and with our community engagement too, we went to T-Town. You mentioned a lot of different things that we're doing also in there for community engagement. Maybe you can just speak just a little bit more to the audience about some of the things that we attend to, like the grand opening for the Amtrak station. Maybe a little bit more about some presence that we have there where we have an opportunity with our neighborhood council to engage with the community.
Yes, so when we're out at these events, we're able to speak with our community in a different setting and talk about maybe the needs that they have so that we can better represent them. And then, so you'll find us at things like the Amtrak opening or like the Hilltop Street Fair. And so we try to stay active and by going out to these events.
Wow, some exciting stuff happening. So I'll shift over to Miss Tracy Kelly now. And a couple of our objectives, Tracy, are for that we support smart and sustainable growth, and that we also are supportive for safety and security within the neighborhoods. Can you speak to the audience a little bit about those two objectives and what New Tacoma is doing with those?
Sure. I think that there have been a lot of people engaged in the conversation about sustainable growth in the downtown core of Tacoma. The city has put a lot of focus on that in their 2025 plan. And there's also been a lot of conversation in the neighborhoods about what we really want to see in downtown and also in the surrounding area. And New Tacoma is such a large area. It goes from the stadium district all the way sweeping around to the port. So we have a lot of development in our area. It's really a boom time for us in terms of building. And we're very conscious of the fact that we need more affordable housing in Tacoma and that our neighborhood is a prime candidate for that type of growth. But we also want to be aware of the other needs of the community, including transit, and that we really have struggled with homelessness in the downtown core and trying to figure out how we can work towards a sustainable solution and make sure that we have room for everyone in our community.
Yeah, and wasn't there, we had an opportunity to meet with the Hilltop Business Association with our Congressman Kilmer up on the hilltop, which is another opportunity I think that we had to engage to talk about that smart, sustainable growth and some of the issues facing the New Tacoma footprint. Maybe you want to speak a little bit too. I know Tracy had worked with Safe Streets and for Safe Streets before. Maybe you want to chat a little bit about that to the audience too. That is a big issue, as you mentioned, for the homeless and what we do for safety and security.
Yes, I actually operate Catherine Place, which is a women's center on Hilltop, and we've noticed an increase in the homeless population and also in some property crimes in the area. And our new lieutenant for the area, Gretchen Aguera, is really wonderful about communicating back to the neighbors and talking about what's going on, giving us great reports. One of the things that's wonderful about participating in the Neighborhood Council program is that you're able to connect directly with our community liaison officers, with police and fire, with the school district, with the port, and also with the city itself, because we have a representative from the city manager's office. So the Neighborhood Council really connects all of those different governmental agencies, and so we're able to get a clear picture of what's holistically going on in our neighborhood, and that enables us to communicate back to our neighbors what's going on in terms of safety and where we might have some areas that we need to work on.
Yeah, that's perfect too. And maybe just for, if you take some time to speak to, I know under the our smart and sustainable growth, we talked about our downtown footprint, affordable housing, very big, but also economic growth and actually having the right type of economic growth happening in our city. Can you maybe chat a little bit about that?
The thing that brings to mind immediately is that people in the downtown don't want to travel for their services. And if we're going to have residential growth, then we need to talk about how many of those services are available in downtown. And also, what's the walkability like? Because that is important to the livability of our city. And I know that people would like to be able to get a jug of milk from down the street. And so part of our sustainable growth is having conversations with the city about how we can make that happen.
Samantha, thank you very much for your time today. Tracy, thank you very much for your time today. Well, thanks again for joining us for the show today, and we hope we're able to share some information about what New Tacoma is doing with and for you in the neighborhood. And please look us up on Facebook and join us at a meeting. We meet the second Wednesday of every month at 5:30 at the People's Community Center, which is at 1602 MLK Junior Way. And if we don't see you before then, we will see you around in the neighborhood, which is in Tacoma, which is a great place to live, work, and to play.
For more information on what's going on in your neighborhood, log on to the city's website, cityoftacoma.org/neighborhood councils.